Hello, testing, testing. Hopefully you're doing well today. I want to kind of come to you to talk about how my mentorship student went from doing it was about $1,300 per month, and then he got up to about $42,000 per month. It took him about 15 months to do so. So I want to jump into this thing, share my screen, and just kind of share with you what went down. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, so I'm going to not be able to see every single comment, but I still want to interact with you guys to make sure I'm answering any questions. So big congratulations to Jack Cantos. He actually got a certificate from Global. It was like a global awards community inside of Asia. So at the age of 26, Jack is a CEO of his own accounting firm and manages a 12-person team. This is actually Jack and his team in the Philippines. So he actually has a physical office inside the Philippines. As you can see, the people in the blue are wearing his logo. These are their kids and the other family members as well. So it's really cool story because like when I first met Jack, Jack was sick and tired of working crazy hours. Because he had a number of like really low paying clients. Like since he was located inside of the Philippines, outside of the United States, his clients expected discount prices and wanted him to be at their beck and call at just all hours of the day. Let's see if you can still see my computer screen. Awesome, you can. You can see me. Let's see if you can make me bigger. Let's see if you can make me a little bit bigger. The picture in picture. Cool. Now, the reason why this is such a big deal is because, as someone who didn't really consider himself a people person, he really struggled talking to clients every single time that he got on the phone. So not only were they underpaying him, but they're overworking him. And since he was in the Philippines, when you're working with American clients, it's a, different time zone. So he was up at just random hours of the night. I think when we first started talking, he was getting anywhere between like anywhere between like 2 to 4 hours of sleep per night. And then some days he would just like crash on Saturday, like on the weekends. So he scheduled a quick call with me. We gave him a strategy that we use to sign high-paying clients. And after about hearing, hundreds of the success stories we've had, Jack took the leap and joined my six-figure mentorship program. So he buckled down, implemented everything he learned inside the program, and we actually want to talk about like what the progression was. So in just a couple months, Jack onboarded 3 high-paying clients. So from $1,300 per month to $13,000 a month with 3 high-ticket clients. Now, after that, within 3 months after that, Jack was able to go and get to about multiple six figures, and he was able to start diversifying into like investing slash financial space. So, example, in month 5 of working together, he signed on 3 more accounting clients. He upgraded 3 of his old accounting clients that were like really low paying and was able to like raise the price on them. And finally, he was able to go and land 10 new Forex accounts in the investing slash financial business that he started on the side. And the best part, he sleeps for about 8 hours every day, spends quality time with his family and friends, and he isn't at the beck and call of all those weird time zones. And if you're willing to be resourceful and invest in yourself like Jack did, make sure you click the link either above or below the video to book a call with myself and my team to see if I can help you. And keep in mind, like my program is beginner friendly. So even if you don't know how to do the bookkeeping work, we have resources and coaching calls to help you gain the skills needed to thrive. So that's whether you need to learn accounting, whether you need to learn bookkeeping, maybe you already know accounting and bookkeeping. We can help you out as well. Okay, this is for a pretty good range of people. Generally, if you're trying to get anywhere between if you're starting at zero and you're trying to get to about $15,000 per month on average, that's really our sweet spot. Now, as you're kind of seeing, we do have bigger students that just kept going past that range of 15,000 a month while they're in the program, but that doesn't have to be you. Okay. So if your goals, like, don't feel discouraged if your goals are not $40,000 per month and you're watching like videos like this. Okay. We can help you. We can help you get to your goal because everyone's in a slightly different position and it is customized to you. So, okay, before we get into this deeper and talk about what he actually did and what the steps were that are involved, and I just need to engage this post so we can get this post out to more people. And since these videos are free, one way you can support or say thank you for us putting these out inside the group is just by sharing them so that more people can see them. So for example, if you can, write down hashtag team live if you're watching this on the live. If you're watching this on the replay, write hashtag team replay. Also write hashtag connect if you want me to connect with you to answer some questions you might have about growing your business. Now diving into so one thing you might be asking is like, who is this guy speaking to me? My name is Bryce Tubbs, and I started my accounting firm in 2015. And like the first year was pretty bad, right? The most money I made it was about $1,700 in a month, and most of that came from a cleanup project with like a 3-year duration. So it it wasn't very easy for me because I just didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to like piece together a lot of stuff by like watching like YouTube videos. I was like reading like blogs back then, just trying to like piecemeal stuff together and just doing anything I could to try and like figure it out. But I ended up having to go back into corporate America for about 8 months, and it was extremely embarrassing. Okay, because everybody knew that I had started my business. Everyone had known that I was, the person who was trying to go and build their accounting firm, really build and never come back. But I ended up having to come back for about 8 months, and I just needed the money, to be completely frank with you guys. Now, looking back, I realized that there were three main things that I was lacking that was preventing me from finding the success, right? So number one, I didn't really know how to find the right potential clients who were willing to pay me what I was worth. Number two, I did not have an accurate way to price my service, so I always felt like I was undercharging, and I just never really knew exactly by how much I was undercharging. And number three, I couldn't really explain my value on our consultation and sales calls, so they didn't even want to sign up with me at those low rates. I was undercharging. I still couldn't get clients, right? So what I ended up doing was while I was back in the job and back in work, every dollar that did not go towards like bills or food or like just like light entertainment, like small entertainment, like I went to the movie theater and stuff, but I ended up investing just everything in the course. So that first year, I spent about $35,600 in that first year on courses, masterminds, vacation retreats, guru seminars. I was just desperate to figure something out. Okay. But once I did figure it out, like once I bought the right combination of courses, once I saw the right mentors, my income started skyrocketing. And that's when I really made it to the six-figure level by the end of it was like mid second year, early third year of my business, I made to the six-figure level. Now, so naturally, I started telling people about it, and people started asking me to show them what I was doing so that they could leave their jobs and they could live lives of freedom and control as well. Because I saw like my vacation pictures, they would see whenever I would get like a cleanup, they would see when I would get a new client. I would just it was just a lot of like proof and just stuff I used to show inside of like random Facebook groups, and people just started coming out of the woodwork. So it was 2019, I decided to open up the Six Figure Firms mentorship program, and since we started, like we've helped over 175 accountants and bookkeepers start and grow their businesses. Now these videos that we do inside the group and inside the YouTube channel, it's just a culmination of what we learned, because I know that when I was started, if I had a resource like this, I would have made it a lot further, a lot faster, inside of my business. So anytime in this video, if you want results like Audrey's, Shannon's, Jack, or whoever you're seeing on the channel, and click the link either above or below this video to select a time to speak with me to see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. Now, the program is not for everyone, okay? We are only looking for those we feel we can help and are ready to get the things that they say they want in life. Like, it's not that it's a small step, it's a pretty big step that someone needs to take in order to go and reach their goal. There's changes that need to be made, there's transitions that need to be made. I'm not saying you have to sacrifice all your free time, but you do have to be ready to actually get the stuff you want. Some people, they say they want something in life, they're not really prepared to go get it. If you're actually prepared to get it and live in that future, live in that desired outcome, as scary as that might be, this call is for you. So click the link either above or below the video, book a call with me, see if I can help you out. So let's jump into this thing. So what did he actually do? So there were three main steps that Jack went through in order to reach $43,000 per month in his business. Now, the first thing, so he was able to follow a lot of our message scripts, feedback on his consultation call, and like tripling his rates. But more specifically, how's he doing each one? So number one, he's tripled his rates. And the main thing when it comes to pricing is about mindset. Okay, so it's about understanding which clients are elastic versus which ones are very rigid, right? Because not all clients, not all potential clients are created the same. Some people will be willing to pay you a lot more because they value your service more than others. Some people are very, very stringent, very strict, and they don't want to spend money because they don't value it, right? That's whenever you like get on the phone call with someone and they end up saying like, "Oh, you're priced at $400 a month. Ooh, sorry, I was only looking to spend 150." Or they want like a very complex tax plan and they only want to pay you like $100 an hour for it, right? It's whenever you get someone who doesn't want to pay you a lot of money, it's generally because they're not very elastic. They don't really value the service. So there are things we can do to raise how valuable someone sees your service in their eyes. But if you're talking to someone who just doesn't value it at all, it's very, very, very hard to kind of overcome that, right? So the main thing we talk about when it comes to that, when it comes to mindset, is number one, understanding the prices that you're trying to charge between 500 to 5,000 a month for basic bookkeeping alone are reasonable depending on who you're speaking to. Because there are some companies, for example, let's imagine that you're talking to, I'm looking outside right now, I'm in Michigan, and it just started snowing, like we have about 4 inches, right? So the analogy I'm going to use is very interesting, but solar companies, right? You think about like someone who builds like solar powers for houses, right? For some of these products, anywhere between $10,000 to $30,000 per solar panel roof they're going to put on someone's house, right? Do you not think they can pay you $3,000 a month? Because they're not just selling one roof, right? They're selling hundreds of these roofs, right? It's a very, very popular, very fast industry. They can afford to pay you. It's just, are they going to pay you? Do you believe they can pay it? And when you say your price, do you have enough confidence to say it confidently so the person takes you seriously, right? So the next thing as well is understanding, like, what's the high value client look like? A lot of people, especially myself, I didn't know what a high value client looked like. I thought in order to charge someone like $5,000 a month, I had to be going after like these like corporate, like these like billion-dollar corporations, right? Because I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. But once you know exactly who to look for and how to actually understand who's going to be paying you that kind of money, it makes it a lot easier for you to go and do your marketing, do your sales, and do your consultation calls and your conversations, because you know the characteristics of what that does. So you just tailor your pitch, you tailor your marketing to fit that need and that language pattern of the person who's going to actually pay you the amount of money you want to go. And the other aspect of raising your price is knowing, like, what is a reasonable rate to charge, which is why we give you pricing calculator tools inside of the mentorship program, so you know exactly what the work is worth and how long it will take for you to actually complete the work. Okay, so that's pricing. Now keep in mind, you have to understand both aspects. Okay, you have to know how much to charge and actually believing that somebody will pay you for it. So you need both the tools, like the calculators, and also the mindset. Because again, it doesn't matter if your pricing calculator tool says that a client should be paying you $5 million per day, right? If you can't confidently say that or confidently back up why that is the way that is, no one's going to pay you that. So you need to have both. You need to have a tool that can logically explain why the price is the way it is, and then you have to have the mindset to be able to understand this is reasonable and be able to explain why someone should pay you that amount of money. And once you're able to do that, you can start raising your prices very consistently, very in a very predictable way, right? That's how he's able to triple his price. Like, it wasn't just triple his price on like one or two clients. It was on all the new clients. His pricing was changed. There was a change. There was a transition inside of how he priced, which made him be able to go and get clients at a much higher price point, at a much higher rate, which increases profit margins. And since he started bringing on contractors, he was able to keep his profit margins very high because he was able to charge enough money to build in the labor costs as well. So number two, so how do you start finding those premium clients who are happy to pay for his expertise? I'm going to take a drink of water. Give me one sec. Okay, and why is this important? So it's important to know like what to do to actually attract the clients so that you don't get these discount seeking people, okay? Because it's when you're talking to the right clients, when you say your price and understand your value, it's a go. The challenge most people face, especially when we're getting started in our business, is that all the people who tell you no, who say you're not worth it, who don't believe in it, it's all the no's, all the negativity that kind of really makes you doubt yourself, lacking confidence, and then really start questioning yourself on everything. Okay, so what did Jack not use, and what does he not use this day? He did not use Craigslist. He did not use Upwork. He doesn't really post. He posts on Facebook like updates of his life. He does not really post to a Facebook business page. He didn't really have very many connections because he's in the Philippines. So like trying to get American clients from scratch was very challenging for him in the beginning. And he hasn't been to a networking event because again, he's in a totally different side of the world than where most of his clients are. So he never did a networking event. So there were two main methodologies that he actually did use. The first one is called social control. That's learning how to utilize platforms like LinkedIn in order to go and build your business. That's to be able to build that network of business owners where, again, once you understand who you're looking for and you understand what makes up a client that can afford to pay within your target price point, learning how to utilize LinkedIn, like what to say, where to go, how to say it, how to really build that interest, build that value, and then temperature check them to see exactly like, are they someone who also values your stuff to like kind of back up the hypothesis we already had. Once they can confirm that, then it's very easy for you to get them on the phone, right? So social control is just the process that we teach people of what to say and where to go to be able to implement that pathway to going and getting the right people on the phone. It just makes everything more easier. It makes it easier to charge a higher price, and it makes it easier to sign up the clients. We'll talk about sales in a minute, but when you know how to do that and you know how to utilize them, like we have a lot of videos on this channel that show you like how to do that to a certain degree. So it makes things a lot easier inside of your business. You don't have to feel like you're like hunting and just throwing a bunch of random stuff up against the wall. You have a very predictable way to do that. Now, the second methodology I like to implement, I like to help people do is what's called the six-figure partnership method. Okay. So he got a client who owned a mastermind group for brands inside of the United Kingdom. And that client has referred about $15,000 to $20,000 per month worth of clients to Jack over the course like the last 8 months. Now, it's very interesting, right? When you start looking at partnerships because of how passive they are, and the partners are actively hunting for you, right? As they grow their business. For example, look at this guy. The person owns a mastermind group for brands in the United States. As they get more people to join their mastermind, the first person they send people to is, or send their clients to, is Jack, right? Because they say, okay, you need to know your account, you need to know your bookkeeping, you need to have this handle. Here's the person to go to person to do that. So they automatically will start coming to him because they have influence over the person, and they tell the story about Jack. So then the people come to Jack, and now Jack's able to convert them at a much easier price point, a much higher rate. Like, he doesn't have to go and do a lot of marketing. The partners are doing it for him. And when you have like 2, 3, 4 of these partners, it's very easy to grow. Now, if you're just trying to get to like 10 grand a month, you might not need 4, 5, 6 partners. You might only need like 2 partners a month. It just depends, right, on what your goals are. But it does make it a lot easier. So, because someone asked me a week ago, like, what's the easiest way and the fastest way to kind of reach my goal? And they were inside of my program. Like, it was like day number 2 inside the program. It was right before we did our onboarding call, so we hadn't gotten like the roadmap. Where we in the onboarding call, we give you guys like a roadmap, so like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and like what the main plan is. So he's kind of asked me. I said, the fastest way for you to go reach your goals is to go create a partnership with someone who can give you all the clients you need. Now, if you're thinking like, no duh, like, I understand that it's a one-line statement, but that's the main thing. Okay, it's a pretty deep topic. Like, inside the program, like, we go over all this stuff. However, what I did was I actually spent the last year organizing all of my thoughts into a book that goes into detail about how to go and create six-figure partnerships. Now, it was made to help you get your first or next partnership by the time you finish reading the book. Now, I made a special price for those who are inside of this community and on my YouTube channel. So let's see, whether you're in my Facebook group, my Twitter, my YouTube, if you've ever watched some of my content, if you've ever sent me a friend request, you ever followed me anywhere online, I just want to say thank you. And so I give you actually a special price, a special discount. So the price of the book is $4.99 if you're inside the community. Now, if you want access to that, you want the link to go and purchase that book at a discounted price, go ahead and comment 6FP book if you want me to send you the link. One sec, let me do this. Boom. Look at that. Figured out the graphics on this stuff. So I'll send that to you when I get a chance. Number 3, let's kind of go into sales. So once you have the marketing down, right, leads start coming to you on a pretty consistent basis, right? You have the lead generation figured out. It's predictable. The next thing you need is to be able to start consistently signing up clients at higher price points. Okay, so Jack really struggled with this in the beginning, right? Because he wasn't feeling very confident. Now, when it comes to sales, when it comes to consultations, there's a couple different key elements you need to be able to learn. Number 1 is confidence, okay? It's the confidence to know that, 1, you're worth it. Number 2, to understand the amount of money you're asking for is not a lot of money. Then number 3, understanding that if someone's going to end up paying that price, like, that client's going to end up paying somebody that price to do their accounting bookkeeping. It's just a matter of, is it going to be you or is it going to be someone up the street, right? It's very, very black or white. Like, they're going to pay someone the amount of money that you're asking for. It's just, are they going to pay it to you? Right? So you have to start with that confidence that you are the person that deserves to go and get the clients at the certain price point you're asking. You also need to be able to, at the same time, have this detachment from the outcome. So to be able to do the consultation call and not actually care if the person signs up with you. If you're willing to walk away from the deal and not really mind that maybe the person didn't sign up for whatever reason, it gives you this confidence and this like just ability to ask for what you want, to be able to look that scary kind of line in the face and tell it, you are not going to pass this line, you're not going to do XYZ, this is what I need, this is what the work is worth. Once you can do that, signing up clients is a lot easier, right? So that's the first way to do. Like, there's a bunch of different like confidence hacks that we give inside of the program. But that was the main thing for him, was the confidence to know, because he had a lot of people saying on it when he first got started, like, oh, you're in the Philippines, you have to go and charge a lot lower, right? So he was just very nervous when he said, hey, you can triple your price, you can go and you can ask someone for $3 grand a month, you can ask someone for $5 grand a month. It's okay to do that, right? Next thing is expectations. Okay, so one other problem that Jack was facing, and maybe you're facing this if depending on type of client you have, they kept wanting him to either hop on calls, they kept talking to him, calling him, just at random times, like he was like an employee there, not a contractor who has his own business, right? The respect just wasn't there. So once you start getting good at skill at sales, you need to start learning how to set proper expectations, like knowing when do you work, when do you respond, how long does it take for you to respond, where should the client actually communicate with you, what is the protocol for communicating with you, do they have to open up a support ticket, or can they just like call you willy-nilly, right? Once you know how to set these things up, then it makes it a lot easier, because how you set the relationship up when you're first on that consultation call is going to dictate how the relationship is going to go and continue for the rest of the relationship, if there's even one at all. Like if they get on the consultation call, they're just bullying you, they're just telling you what they want, what to do, and you kind of have to fit into their ecosystem, you're not really going to be able to get them as a client, or if you do get them as a client, they're not really going to respect you. So you need to be able to learn how to set those expectations, get that respect from the start. Right now, the client will actually have more confidence in you when you know exactly what you want and you have firm boundaries, okay? Because they're going to see you as an expert. They're going to see, okay, this person has done this before. This is what this person does, right? They know what to do. They can handle this. They can move. Versus if you're just like doing every single thing that they say, you're always available. You're always there to call. They just want to talk to you for an hour. Like they're not really going to see you as an expert. So that's when they start micromanaging you. The third component of improving on the sales calls is flow. Okay, so we give our students like word flows inside the mentorship program, and basically it's word flows and presentation scripting to help you confidently explain your service so that a potential client will actually see the full value. See, the problem that most people have is that, like at least when I was starting, I would walk into the person's office, I would like see if I could like set up like a little meeting. Sometimes I would have time right on the spot, sometimes I wouldn't. I would then like have a flyer stack and just try and like explain my stuff. So I'd just be like, I could do this is the value, blah. And I would always have a different pitch because I was constantly winging it. And whenever they would ask me a question, it would just throw me way off. Then I'd have to like go off into the weeds, try and describe what I was offering. And it made it very challenging for me to consistently sign up clients because every consultation call felt different. When you learn how to have a proper flow and when you learn how to move the conversation, navigate the conversation to get out the information you need and the points and emotions that you want, you become very powerful. You become very consistent, right? And if you can get the clients to sign up and say yes at high price points, right, because you have a really organized script, it's actually beneficial to everyone involved because number one, the higher the price point you're signing someone up for, the less clients you need to take, which means you have the ability to give better quality service to the clients you do have. And also, you can do less consultation calls because you don't need a million clients to go and reach your goal, which means you can focus instead on doing work you actually enjoy rather than being on like consultation calls all day. Because that's the last thing we want, right? Sometimes I see people talking about like, I can get you 15 to 25 different consultation calls a month for accounting clients or for tax clients. Like, I don't want 15 to 20 consultation calls. I don't want to be on the phone talking to people, right? I want the clients. I don't know if you're anything like me, but that's always my response whenever I hear someone say that, right? Now, when I was getting started, I didn't have any clients. Like that was a very attractive offer to me because I was just like, I want to be on the phone 24/7. Like I want to get motion going, right? But looking from where I am and where most people are trying to go, it's not just about the calls, it's about getting really good at the calls that you have, making sure that you're doing the marketing, get the right people on the phone, and then making sure your price is set correctly. That way you don't have to do as much work. It's easier to get to the goal and it makes the business just a lot more enjoyable. Um, and you see, like growing your business doesn't have to be stressful. Like there's a proven path we've developed from doing this ourselves and just going through the challenges for you. Now you don't have to go and recreate the wheel. Whenever I hear someone that wants to recreate the wheel, I'm always just kind of like, I don't know. I understand where they're coming from because I was like that when I first started. But knowing what I know now, it's just like you might as well just pay someone like some money or whatever to show you the way so you can save time. Because the more money you start making, the more you value your time, right? On average, most humans only have about 4,000 weeks in their life, right? Only about 4,000 weeks, 4,000 Mondays. Every time that you wait and you prioritize saving money over a Monday, is almost like you're basically valuing money more than your life, which if that's the kind of stage that you're at, like I understand I was there as well, right? However, I had to kind of change my focus, change my thought process to get out of that survival mode and more into that thriving mode. And then once I did hit six figures, there was even another level, right? Sometimes I hear people like they're in corporate America, they're making like 120, 150,000 a year, and they're like, life's good. It's like, yeah, life is good, but how much further could you go? What if you didn't settle? What if you could provide an even better example for your children of someone who said, my capacity is X, I didn't just settle for Y, right? That's really the kind of level that I aspire to be. That's the level that's why I keep doing this. Why do you think I keep showing up to these like free trainings for 15 minutes to 30 minutes every single Thursday or Friday? Do you think I have to do that? Do you think I want to do that? Why do you think I made 450 videos on YouTube? Think I want to do that? Think I have to do that? I don't get paid for those videos. I don't get paid for this training. It's free. No, it's because I understand that learning how to contextualize my information and being able to describe it more completely, more succinctly, and more easily makes me better at what I do, better at running my accounting firm, and better at coaching people to grow theirs. That's why I do it. That's why I don't settle, right? So if you want some help growing your business, you're tired of maybe settling, you're tired of maybe not having the life or maybe even the goals that you want, without having to go through like the different struggles that cause most people to fail, go ahead and click on the link either above or below the video to see how I can help you. Okay, you're gonna book a call. It's gonna be on my calendar. You're gonna be able to see like what are the open available times. It's gonna ask you like to fill out some questions, so I have some context when I get on the phone with you. Then we're gonna basically say like, where are you now? Where do you want to go? If I think it can help you out, I'm just gonna outline what that process will look like for us to work together, how we're gonna reach the goal, the time frame that I think it's gonna take for us to reach the goal. Then you can decide if it's for you, and we can be off to the races. Now, if that's you, I'll see you on the call. Also, if money's tight, like we do have different payment partners that can help get you funded so that you don't really have to wait until you save up the full amount of money, right? Some people like money's really tight, or maybe you're living just above paycheck to paycheck, and if you have good credit or at least average credit, we do have funding partners that one of the funding partners is like 0% APR. So it's basically same as cash. So it just allows you to be able to get inside the program, split up the program into like really easy payments over like X amount of months, can be anywhere from like 3 months all the way up to like 12 months. So you just split up, make it really easy for yourself, get your foot in the door, and then pay off the funding really quickly. So if that's you, I'll see you on the call. If you're not quite ready, that's A-OK too. I will see you inside of the next video. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.